Hi, welcome to today's broadcast. We've got a very special guest with us today, Tom Brodie, co-founder of uVme. How are you, Tom?
I'm good, thanks, Mark. Very good.
Busy?
Yeah, that's the understatement of the year, I think. As a lot of people are, I'm very sure. Yeah. Busy, and it's all great and positive. We're getting everything done, getting things prepared and ready for launch later this year. So I get up in the morning, can't wait to get into the office because it's great to see a business like uVme evolve constantly.
Before we get to the pre-launch, all that kind of stuff, what I want to ask you right now, burning question, since the 15th, how many pre-registrations have we got now as a total?
Well, you know, everyone saw the huge interest we got with Evo the 7 weeks before we went into the launch of uVme. Well, it's great to say, and it's fantastic news that has carried on. Yeah. We've broken the 200,000 barrier. I don't know what the figure is today, but it's well in excess of 200,000 people. That's happened in less than about 13 weeks, or just over 13 weeks, over 200,000 pre-registered people for uVme around the world. So well done to every single person who's been involved in that. The reaction has been absolutely superb. I'm speaking to people on MSN and speaking to people on Skype and speaking to people on the uVme instant messenger from all over the world, and I'm getting positive reactions. People are very, very excited, and it's the reaction I'm getting and the feedback is absolutely superb. So well done to everybody. I
think some of the that's also helped these has been like the online events that we have Monday to Friday every night so far, and also Eric's uVme roadshows, without a shadow of a doubt.
The reaction to the roadshows has been tremendous. It really has, and they've now spread from just the UK. They're now in Europe. There's been a couple over in Europe. They're heading over to North America, and Eric is launching some other venues and other dates in the coming weeks. It's great to see people attending in such great numbers. Rooms are packed out wherever he goes. And if you're serious about building a uVme business, if I was in your position, I would be attending these events, attending these roadshows, and taking as many people with you as possible. Because it's great to see online stuff, but it's even better when you're in a room and meeting face-to-face, meeting people who are out there building a uVme business. So I can urge every single one of you attend if at all possible. Yeah,
because it's nothing better than actually meeting someone face-to-face, sharing stories, and you learn so much more out of it as well. So, you know, the roadshows, online events, you know, if we can move on, I want to ask you a question now for people around the world, other language sites for uVme. What's been happening there, development there?
Well, I mean, we launched uVme.biz about, I think, just over 6 weeks ago. Yeah. We've now got full language site in Spanish, sorry, in French. We've got one in German. We've got one in Portuguese, pretty much done. We've got a Spanish one, which is about sort of 60–70% done. Yeah. We've got, I think one of the members has actually translated a Hungarian site.
I've heard something
We've
about
got Italian variations of it. There's Portuguese, which is pretty much done. I don't know if I've already mentioned Portuguese.
I've heard also that someone, an affiliate's translating it into Hindi. There's all that. Well, I've also got some news for you here and now. This week, the uVme pre-launch movie is getting dubbed, and it's going to be in French, German, Spanish, Italian and Portuguese, and that's getting done this week. So hopefully over the next couple of days after that, when it's all edited down, that'll go live on all them foreign sites. All the foreign sites. So again, we're moving forward, constantly moving forward. Yeah. Now, there was something that you mentioned before, which I really want to drag you into here now, and I know you're going to love talking about this, because I certainly do, the uVme Instant Messenger. Where are we up to? Where's it going? I hate to hit you with a negative, but sometimes I do get comments about people saying, oh, it's not working right. You know, I get the feeling that it's constantly evolving, almost on an hourly basis. I get the impression sometimes. Sure. You know, if you could explain to people why this is happening and what's going on.
Well, what we're doing here is that we are pioneering the use of an instant messenger into a new field. It's never been used in this industry before. Yeah. It's never been used in this way before. And the one that we currently have is the web version. So the web version of the Instant Messenger has a certain amount of limits it can use, and that's simply because of the download available.
Sure.
So if members have more than 1,000 people in their roster, which is their list of names, it will slow down.
Okay.
What members can do to improve the speed and the efficiency of the Instant Messenger is go into their IM settings and reduce the number of members it shows.
Okay.
So you can go from the maximum, which is 1,000, you could break that down to 750, 500, or even 300 if you want, and that will speed up the whole process.
Okay.
And that's simply because of the huge demand that we've got for the business, and people's rosters have shot up to over 1,000 people. And we never intended the online version to be used for more than 1,000 people.
Okay.
I do get asked a lot, are we going to have a download version?
Yes.
Now, the answer to that is yes, we are going to have a download version. We are going to have a download version of the Messenger. And that will be a system which works much more efficiently than the web-based version.
Just like a instant messenger for
Just
Microsoft.
like an MSN or an AOL or a Google Talk that you download.
Yeah.
The technology that's available today, the web-based versions are limited, and that's simply by the technology. The downloadable versions are a lot more powerful because they're running off your machine rather than being rendered through a browser window.
What version have we got now of uVme Instant Messenger?
We're up to about version 13 at the moment. Yeah, version 13. We've really gone through lots and lots of different builds.
Well, I've had some great feedback. People saying they've been talking to people on the uVme.biz site. They've been talking to their upline, been talking to the group. I mean, it caught me on the hop the other day. Someone was talking to me through Messenger. And they were using their MSN Messenger, and it popped up on the uVme Instant Messenger talking to me. I was like,
so you'd entered your username and password into the MSN.
All my MSN contacts had piled into it, and I was talking away to this guy. I said, oh, by the way, I'm talking to you using the uVme Instant Messenger. It is a liberate. When it happens, and it happens to you for the first time, it is so exciting.
It is. It's a fantastic tool. It is going to revolutionise communication within the networking industry.
Without a doubt.
And no company has ever done this before. We've put significant investment, and I'm not just talking financial resources, I'm talking time. You know, I've spent a long time doing it. We've got technically skilled people who spent a lot of time thinking about the process to make it work. So it's a great system, and use it the best you can. Just to give you some ideas of the functionality. If you have more than 1,000 people in your roster within 4 levels, it limits the amount of levels you can see. So if you've got 1,000 people within your first 3 levels, your 4th level will be empty because it takes up the 1,000 people within the first 3. And then again, if you have over 1,000 people in your first 2 levels, it will only show you those 2 levels. See? But I think when we're live and people are financially committed, that the levels and the numbers of people will reduce down, so you won't have 1,000 people on level 1 and 2,000 people within your first 2 or 3 levels. It will reduce down and the functionality will improve. We're also making constant improvements to increase the speed of it ongoing. But the download version should be available for everybody in sort of October time.
Well, what we're going to do now, we're just going to take, this is the end of part 1 of this, because we've designed these so that they're under 10 minutes. And we're going to come back, there'll be a part 2 of this, and we'll come back in a tick.